Hi, my name is Lindsey Coyle. I'm running for Mayor of Airdrie. Today we're going to talk about policing. That is the biggest part of our budget, and we've had some substantial downloads occurring from the province and federally. So, what that looks like is so April 1st, the province decided that instead of the 26 cents that they took on the dollar for our municipal fines that were collected, they raised it to 44 cents. And then they, in the background, adjusted some of the grants that are allocated towards municipalities to pay for policing. And so, how it all works out is we're thinking we're coming in around between 4 and 5 million short from last year. And then recently, in August 20th, the federal government approved the RCMP raise with no money allocated for it. So municipalities are kind of hoping, but are preparing for that we are going to be responsible for that downloaded cost, which the rural municipalities of Alberta, they've kind of been playing with the numbers, and I'm kind of thinking it's coming in around 5 million for Airdrie. So we're already with those two downloads, like 9 to 10 million. And that's just ballpark, knowing what I know today. Things can change. Really hoping they do, but that's where we're at. So that leaves us having to be very creative, either financially in how we, how we allocate and how we increase the revenue if we do. All that is up for debate still. I have a couple of ideas. In the province right now, they are actually conducting a study, and they've put a freeze on buying photo radar equipment for municipalities. And the reason they're doing this study is to actually improve upon some of the things that it was like some of the municipalities, when they have photo radar, they would do entrapment type things where the speed transitions occurred, that's where the photo radar would be. So it kind of came across as entrapment. And it's not really focused on any form of safety in those moments. So those kind of guidelines are likely going to be in play when the study is done. And I would like Airdrie to look at possibly becoming the 28th city in Alberta to do photo radar. However, really have that safety focus and dedicate portions of that revenue strictly to safety infrastructure. Your lit crosswalks, painting some of the curbs so people know what 5 meters looks like from the crosswalks. There's also, kind of marrying a couple of things with it. We have theater groups. We could look at actually funding them to create a production for school-aged children in regards to safety. Your ice, rail, road safety, bullying, consent. There's a bunch of different aspects that are relevant right now. And theater is really a great way to have engagement and to be teaching something without knowing you're being taught something. So things like that we could just look at doing to create more of a safety net in Airdrie. And then there's also the flip side of beyond policing, there's also why is the crime occurring? Personally, I think the lack of space for our youth to be able to do things plays into part of our petty crime. And that is something that's kind of near and dear to me. I have 10 and 12-year-olds, and I'm looking at, what are they going to do? They wanted to go to the skate park, and I couldn't leave. I stayed and stalked them in the parking lot and watched to make sure, because it's a little scary with the whole different age groups and everything there. And then, and I'm a mom. I might have helicoptered in that moment. I do believe in autonomy for them and that they do get that graduated autonomy. However, they need spaces that are safe and comfortable. So And I don't see a lot of that. Not now. I know that we have, the multiplex coming, but we already have Genesis, and I live really close to Genesis. And 10 and 12, they may start getting into going to the gym more once we get a family pass again and all that stuff. But it's like, I have an idea where in the summer, we actually work with our school boards. And I know that there's been a lot of red tape and obstacles for us to do this, but we have to do something. And making drop-in centers in communities that are accessible to the kids within there makes sense to me. Drop-in centers are using your gymnasium and your change rooms, cutting off access to anything else, and hiring maybe student term employment program type university students with relative background with sports medicine or kinesiology and what have you, to run the sports and stuff like that, where kids could be like, oh well, we're doing floor hockey from 10 till this time, we're going to be doing volleyball from this time to this time, badminton's going to get set up at this time. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I had this myself as a kid and I loved it. I lived there. I used to just go and hang out and play sports, and kept me busy. And I would love for my kids to have that, because they would love to have something to do that doesn't cost too much and that is, accessible for them and their friends. So anyways, it's not all about policing when you talk about crime and safety in Airdrie. There's lots of aspects, and I'll get into some of the other ones like mental health and affordable housing and food security another time. But right now, budgetary wise, policing, kind of a big deal based on the shortage that we've anticipate we're going to have, and the timeline that we're looking for when we'll have safe space for our kids. The gymnasiums during the summers would be something that we could do now if we could find a way to get through the red tape and the bureaucracy aspect of it. I'm not saying that those aspects aren't important, but there's got to be a way. And one way or the other, we have to do something, because it's impacting our kids' mental health. It's impacting the community's crime rates. It's a smart thing for us to all do and work together towards. So take care and have a great day.